Hello everyone, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Keisha and welcome back to another round of TBR Treasure. Phone a friend, phone a friend. This will be the fourth month that I'm doing this fun TBR game that I created. I'm really excited to do another month of it, and I'm always curious to see what books are going to be picked, and I know you all really enjoy seeing what prompts are going to come from the treasure chest. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and get started. This is the one time of the year that I'm equally not wanting to read as much because I'm burnt out from all the reading all year long, but also the time of the year where I feel like I need to get to my end of the year reads or books that I wanted to read before the end of the year. But I have decided, much like I always do, to just kind of go into the end of the year at a slower pace and just read what I can. So while I am going to have multiple books on November's TBR, just know that I may not get around to all of these. Let's go ahead and start with our seasonal prompt. These are still going to be fall prompts in this jar or in this chest. So let's go ahead and give it a shake. This is always the best part. There's like not very many left in there. All right, let's see what we got. Okay, so the first prompt is a book with orange on the cover. Okay, that should be doable. Let's see. Oh, I already see one. Okay, so there's a couple on my cart. So I have When in Rome by Sarah Adams, Can't Help Falling by Courtney Walsh. I can't pull this one out because it's too tall, but I also have How to Solve Your Own Murder by Kristen Perrin, Tea with Elephants by Robin Jones Gunn. And I think that is going to do it for now. I think there's some more that have some, but let's go ahead and choose from these. I mean, this one has the most orange on the cover, so I think this is probably my best bet. I have put this on multiple TBRs. I know. I need to read this book, okay? I just have mixed feelings about this author. So we will see if I like this one. When in Rome is a clean romance that follows, I believe, a woman who is an actress. Yeah, she's an actress, and then he is a baker or a cook. And this is supposed to be reminiscent of Audrey Hepburn's, or inspired by Audrey Hepburn's movie called When in Rome. Not When in Rome. Yeah, no. Roman Holiday. So I'm really excited to get to this one. I did watch Roman Holiday earlier this year just so I could be prepared for any like nods to the movie. So hopefully I will enjoy this one. And this would be a great time to mention that I'm also going to be reading this for Hannah from the Teachers TBR's Comfy Cozy Readathon. It is called Cozy with the Side of Food, and this just seems perfect for that readathon. Okay, moving on to the next prompt, we're gonna go ahead and do phone a friend every time. So we're gonna go ahead and do that, and hopefully the friend will be available, whoever I pick. Okay, I don't have like a ton left in here, I don't think. No, I do. They just didn't make a noise. Okay. So my friend for today is going to be Bethany from Bethany's Bookshelf. So let me contact Bethany and send her my TBR card and see what book she picks for me. This is a little delayed, but I finally have my pick from Bethany. So let me tell you what happened. Originally, Bethany picked this book for me to read, and I actually own this book because Bethany influenced me, and I have plans to read it, just not this month, and I forgot it was on my TBR cart. So I will not be reading The Silent Woods by Kimmy Cunningham Grant this month, but I will be getting to it in the near future. So I asked her to pick another book for me, and she said one of two books. Either Everyone in My Family Has Killed Someone by Benjamin Stevenson, which I am really eager to get to. However, the second book I had to pick. She said either that one or Carval by Stephanie Garber. And you all know this book has been on my TBR for ages now. Like, honestly, since I started BookTube. I'm not kidding. I watched my first book haul the other day, and it has been here for 5 years. So I do need to get to this by the end of the year. So maybe I will get to it this month. I'm going to try my best to, because I really do think I could like this series. Let's go ahead and move on to the emoji jar. So let's go ahead and shake it up. Okay, this one has a lot, and this one always makes me the most nervous. So we'll see if I do more than one this time. Okay. Ooh, okay, I have a dog emoji, So, maybe a book that has a dog. I don't know if I'll know if these books have a dog. This one, is that a dog? Is that a dog or a fox? I really don't know. Maybe it's a fox. I have no idea. Okay, I don't know. I wonder if, I don't know that these books are going to say if they have a dog. Where's Abby Jimenez when you need her? You know, like, I do have one of her books, but I didn't have it on my want to read this month. Oh. Can we just talk about how this dog in particular looks exactly like the emoji that I just held up? Like, they're really similar. Okay, so I don't know if I'll get to this one this month, but I think I'm going to go ahead and pick it. This is Once Upon a Boy Band by Jenny Proctor, and I'm actually currently reading a Jenny Proctor book. It is one of her books in the Appy's Hockey Romance series, and I really like her writing, and I'm really excited about this book. It says, once upon a time, she slept with his poster beside her bed. Now he's all grown up, hiding behind a burly beard and lots of flannel, and she doesn't have a clue. So this guy used to be in a boy band, and now he looks a lot different, and he's not in the boy band anymore. And I think he takes his dog to a vet, who is this main girl. I don't know what her name is. I know his name is Adam, and her name is Lainey. So Lainey is the vet, and she does not recognize, like, her teen heartthrob, which, I mean, like, how could you not, girl? But he has a beard now, so I guess that's acceptable. And I think they're probably going to fall in love, and that just sounds like the cutest little story ever. So we're going to go ahead and pick this one. And my last little TBR chest is genre. So let's go ahead and shake it up. Okay. There's not very many left in here. I'm going to have to, like, replace some of these after a while. Okay, so the genre, this is genre, right? A book, did I put this in here? Okay, a book that doesn't fit in my typical genre categories. So typical genre categories would be like mystery, thriller, romance, nonfiction. I mean, I don't know. That's such a, why did I put that in there? Not in my typical genre category. I don't think that I put classics in here because I don't typically read a lot of classics. So I'm going to say classic for this one because I need to read this book this month anyways. So if you have been here on my channel for, I don't know, probably since it existed, you will know that every November I put Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier on my TBR, and I have not gotten to it yet. I originally added this book to my TBR because my sister-in-law told me that she thought I might like it. It is a more modern classic, and she reads a lot more classic literature, and so I wanted to give this a try. I have seen the movie with, I think it's Lily James and Armie Hammer. I've seen that movie 3 times, and I really enjoyed it, so I just need to go ahead and bite the bullet and pick this up. This is supposed to be like a classic gothic romance. It also has grief in it, and it seems to be a bit paranormal, but I don't think it actually goes there. It's just that ominous vibe, and it's about this woman who is a lower class woman who ends up falling in love with this man who has money, and she goes to live with him at Manderley, which is his estate. And when she gets there, she finds that his previous wife, there's just like an essence of her in this place. It seems like she died, but she's still there kind of vibes. And she is trying to unravel the mystery of some weird stuff that's happening at Manderley. So I feel like this is the perfect season to read it. I always feel like that, and I never get to it. But the good thing is, this is actually a buddy read in my friend Jordan from Jordan Elaine's Patreon for this month. So I will definitely have the motivation to finally pick this up. So those are the books that I have for my like jars. So at this point, I still don't know what Bethany's pick is, but you'll know that one by this point as well. So I have these 3 plus her pick. So let's see what else I need to read this month. I think that I'm going to try to buddy read Death in Castle Dark by Veronica Bond with my friend Caitlin from Pride and Paperback. My friend Jordan, that I just mentioned, really likes this cozy mystery, and she gave it 4 stars, which is a lot for her, so I know it's one of her favorites. And I do think this is the same author as one of my favorite cozy mysteries, A Dark and Stormy Murder by Julia Buckley. I think Veronica Bond is the same author, just under a different pseudonym. And honestly, these covers look really similar too. So I gave this one 5 stars, and it's one of my favorite cozy mysteries. So maybe this one will be too. This is the first in a dinner and a murder mystery series. It says, actor Nora Blake finds her dream job when she is cast in a murder mystery troupe that performs in an imposing but captivating old castle. When she stumbles upon a real murder, things take a nightmarish turn in this first book, an exciting new series. Another book that I'm going to be reading this month is Adorning the Dark by Andrew Peterson. It says, thoughts on community, calling, and the mystery of making. This is a Christian nonfiction book that I'm going to be reading along with Krista from Books and Jams, as well as some other ladies. We are doing a read-along. Krista has done quarterly read-alongs this year, and I'm excited to be participating in this last one. So this author is the author of the Wingfeather Saga, and he is also someone who has written music. He's a music artist. And so this is a little bit about creativity and using the gifts that God has given you to bring light into dark places. So I'm really excited to be reading this. And we are also going to be doing a kind of buddy read of this with Revive Book Club, since we don't have a specific book club pick this month. So if you are in Revive and you're interested in reading this, we will have a chapter breakdown in the Revive Discord. Another buddy read that I have for this month is The Last Bookshop in London by Madeline Martin. This is a novel of World War II, and obviously it takes place in a bookshop. I'm going to be buddy reading this with my friend Gabby from Gabbing About Books. We have been planning basically since a year ago to read this book together. We both have it, and it's pretty short, and I've heard good things about this book and this author. It takes place in August 1939. London prepares for war as Hitler's forces sweep across Europe. Grace Bennett has always dreamed of moving to the city, but the bunkers and drawn curtains that she finds on her arrival are not what she expected. And she certainly never imagined she'd wind up working at Primrose Hill, a dusty old bookshop nestled in the heart of London. Through blackouts and air raids as the Blitz intensifies, Grace discovers the power of storytelling to unite her community in ways she never dreamed, a force that triumphs over even the darkest nights of the war. This is giving Guernsey Literary and Potato Pie Society vibes, and I'm here for it. A couple other books that I'm going to be buddy reading or reading for book clubs I don't own yet, but they are on their way to me, and one of those is The Unmaking of June Farrow by Adrienne Young. I haven't read anything by this author before, but I know she is well beloved in the community, and I've heard great things about this book. It's been on and off my TBR, and it's been one of those books that I just can't decide if I want to pick up, but I've heard it's very atmospheric and perfect for this time of the year. Luckily, not only did one of my besties, Lauren, just recently read this and love it, she gave it 5 stars and says it's possibly a favorite book of all time, but it also ended up being nominated and voted as the winner for Jordan's book club in her Patreon. So this is our primary book club book for the month, and I'm really excited to read this with her as well as everyone else in the Patreon. And then also, I mentioned that we are doing a buddy read of Rebecca, but we're also doing a buddy read of Binding 13 by Chloe Walsh. Somebody here is looking at me like, am I on the right channel? Am I on Keisha's channel? Because Keisha doesn't read books like this. You would be correct. But you know, sometimes I like books that I would not typically like. And because Jordan loves this book so much, like it is her soul book, I need to know, okay? So if I don't like this book, or if I start the book and can't get into it and put it down, then I'm not going to read it, and you are not going to hear me talk about it, because I'm not going to do that to Jordan. However, if you hear me talking about it, if you see a vlog on it, that's a good sign. So I'm just ready to dive into this world of the Boys of Tommen and see if this is something that I can get behind. But if anything, I know that it will help me understand my sweet bestie Jordan more. So hopefully I will love it. Another book that I'm hoping to read this month is Maple Sugar Crush, and this is by Beth LaBont, I believe is her name. She is the author of Pumpkin Everything, which I read in October, and I really loved it. It's just a really short novella that is a cozy little Hallmark fall story, and this one I think is going to take place in November around Thanksgiving, which would be a great time to read it. So I'm just going to get this on my Kindle and read this one for the month. I'm also thinking this would be a good book to add on to my Cozy with a Side of Food readathon TBR. In case you didn't already know this, I'm very much in my romance era, and I really feel like this year I found so many romance books that I love. I've loved a lot in the past, but this year has been the year that I feel like I've found what I enjoy, and those are clean rom-coms. So one series in particular that I've really enjoyed is the Sweater Weather series, which is written by 7 different authors, and they are all taking place in the fall. So I'm running out of fall to read these books, and I'm on book 3, which at this point I've read book 1, 2, and I will have finished book 7 before November. So I'm going to move on to book 3, which is my favorite author, Courtney Walsh, and this is Can't Help Falling. I don't know too much about this one. I just know that this is a romance, I think, between a bookseller and a firefighter, and I'm pretty sure he's going to save her because, I mean, he's a firefighter. How do you have a story about a firefighter when you don't get saved? Pretty sure that's going to happen. So I don't know anything about it other than that, but I'm really excited to read another Courtney Walsh. She is always a hit author for me. So if you are looking for sweet, clean rom-coms with happily ever afters, very light and easy and fun, they do have some like still really impactful emotional moments, but it's not going to be like a lot of drama. There's no third act breakups. There's no nonsense. Definitely check out Courtney's books. Another book that I'm really itching to finally get to is When the Day Comes by Gabrielle Meyer. This is the first book in the Timeless series, which is a Christian historical romance time travel book, and it's about this main girl who lives 2 different lives. One life she lives in 1774 colonial Williamsburg, and the other in 1914 Gilded Age New York City. So basically she falls asleep in one life and wakes up in the other, and I'm pretty sure she has a great life in both lives, and she potentially has a love interest in both lives, but by the time that she turns 21 years old, she has to choose one life to continue to live. I just feel like this is going to wreck me in the best way, so I've heard nothing but good things about this series. I need to go ahead and start it. Honestly, there are so many books on this cart that I really want to get to this month, and I could switch out my TBR, but this is going to be the last book that I'm going to put in this video and put on my TBR, so we'll see how much I get read, but I'm really itching to get to The Antique Store Detective by Claire Chase. This is a cozy murder mystery, and it follows our main character, Bella Winter. She loves vintage clothes, antiques, and solving crimes. I'm so stinking excited about this one. So Bella Winter has just moved to charming Hope Eaton for some peace and quiet after quitting her busy city job. She delights in spending her time in her little antique store on top of the hill, hunting for bargains at auctions and getting to know everybody. Because if there's one thing Bella's good at, it's solving other people's problems. But her peaceful life is overturned when she finds eccentric local historian Professor Oliver Barton dead in the ruins of Raven Hall, a trowel lying near his outstretched hand. At first, Bella is like everyone else, saddened by a tragic accident. But then her colleague John asks her to dig deeper, because the dead man gave him an ancient coin he should never have had, and John thinks that he was murdered. It turns out the professor was hunting for buried treasure. Doesn't that sound like fun? In the middle of the night. But who would have wanted him dead? And who are the 4 suspicious women he told John about, calling them the queens of hearts, clubs, diamonds, and spades? As Bella delves into the case, she uncovers a horde of suspects: the lord of the manor, a secretive group of treasure hunters, the dead man's desperate niece, and her no-good son. And when another local historian takes a fatal tumble, she is certain that the answers lie in the antiques the professor stole. But can she solve the crime before someone tries to bury her? And those are going to be all of the books on my November TBR. Hopefully I'm able to get to quite a few of these, but I'm just going to breeze through the month and read what I can and enjoy what I'm reading, because I really want to just kind of breeze through the end of this year. I'm so excited for all of the end of the year content, for all of the holiday content, and before long, you're going to be seeing my best books of 2024. Can you even believe it? I'm so excited to read all these books and continue to chat with you about them. Let me know down in the comments below what book you are most excited to read in November. But if you have nothing else to say and you just want to leave a comment for support, you can go ahead and leave a turkey emoji down below, because we have American Thanksgiving coming up in November, and I'm so ready for some good old turkey and Thanksgiving food. So, as always, I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, friends.